welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Nikisha. Today I'll be discussing with you guys a few of my pro tips to starting a small business in Dominica. Okay, so this video will be broken down, seeing that we have many pointers to cover. So it's going to be 3 separate videos and it's going to be 5 different sections. So in the first section, we will be discussing figuring out your interests, your talents, and your already available assets, finding the right business name, creating a business plan, writing out your aims of your business. In the section 2, we will be discussing creating a logo and the many companies that are available, creating a marketing plan, and growing initial capital. In part 3, we will be covering investing into your product or service, registering a business name, signing up for business tax number, signing up for social security, signing up for a business bank account, getting a stamp for your business. Part 4, we will be covering launching your product and service, implementing your marketing plan, implementing different payment options. And the last one is your savings and your investing plan. The third video, with the 5th part, we'll be covering paying your employees, paying social security for your employees, paying yourself. We'll also be covering filing personal taxes and filing business taxes. So now let's jump into it. Many people asked me, seeing that I skipped a question in my first Q&A, what was the question that I skipped? The question that I skipped was, what was the purpose of this particular channel? I feel like this channel will be my forum to discuss topics with you, and I noticed that as a small business owner, we're missing something in Dominica. I feel like we should be able to go onto the internet and find all of the answers to our question. In this age of increasing technology, we shouldn't have to walk around to find the answers. I felt like as a small business owner, I should have been able to just hop online, find someone discussing what is the step-by-step of, starting a small business, how you go about it, and I didn't find that. That's why I wanted to make this video for you guys, so you don't have to go through the long process that I had to go through when I was starting my business. Okay, so now let's get into the first pointer, which is figuring out your interests, your talents, and your already available assets. When you're starting a new small business, you need to ask yourself, what do you already have available? What are your talents and what are you really interested in when you want to start that business? You need to know personally what you want to get involved in. I recommend that you write down all of your available assets and the things that you really like and you want to spend your time doing. I like to think about it like this. Someone who already has talent, being a painter, is more ready and is more equipped to become someone who owns an art gallery. Someone who already has the tools, is more equipped to go into construction. You need to ask yourself, what are you interested in? What talents you already have? And what are the assets and tools that you can easily just step forward with? Then you need to find the right business name. After you've found out what you're interested in, you found out what tools you already have, you need to sit down and you need to think, okay, so what am I going to brand myself as? What's the name of this business? How you can do that, you can make a list of all of the ideas that you already have. Then when you've made that list, you can go down to the government website. I'll list the website right here for you. You can go onto the website, you can type in each one of your individual business names, and you can look to see if something already pops up, right? So when you go onto the website, if you find that someone has already taken that name, then automatically you can't use that name. Cross that off of the list. And you keep going until you narrow down which names you can and can't use. Okay? Then, after you've found the business name that you want to use, you'll go on to creating a business plan and writing out your aims of your business. Okay, so you have your business name, you're all set with what you already have available. The next thing would be to figure out what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Okay, so do you want to be revenue oriented, or do you want to be someone who works for the people? What are your aims of this business? So you need to figure out a plan, and you also need to establish in the early on what are your aims. You need to write that down so you can continuously go back to that when you start to lose focus, because that will happen. You start to lose focus later down in your journey.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This video is sponsored by two companies. The first company is David and Sons Construction. They do home renovations. They also build residential and commercial buildings. You can contact them using the information that I have listed on the screen. Also, their information will be down in the description. The second company is my company, which is Alamode Emporium. This particular item is from our store. This particular item is currently listed for $80. As of right now, it is currently on sale through Facebook Marketplace for $70. We are also selling these bathing suits. This is a 3-piece swimsuit. It is the top, very pretty. This comes with the bottoms. This is size large that I'm showing you. This is the back. This is the front of the bathing suit. We also have the very beautiful cover-up that I'm showing you here. This is listed on our store on Instagram and Facebook for $85. It's currently being sold for $70 if you purchase through a Facebook Marketplace. I implore you to go ahead and check out the social media platforms for both of these businesses. You can go ahead and support them by making a purchase or making an inquiry. Thank you so very much for sponsoring this, David & Sons Construction, also Alamode Emporium. Have a great day. Bye. Now that you have clearly written out the aims of your business and you've made your plan, you now know who you're marketing this business towards. You can then move on to the next phase. So the next pointer that we'll be covering is creating a logo. There are many different companies that you can use to create the logo for you. You can go to CATS, you can go to Depex, but personally when I was creating my logo, I worked with Campbell's and their team. I got my logo in multiple different formats. I got it in the form of a document file, I got it in the form of a PDF, and I also got it in PNG. PNG being the most useful, seeing that you can drag and drop when you're doing printing, t-shirts, and different items. PNG is the most useful format for me personally. When you're reaching out to different companies, you should make sure that you get multiple different document files so you can use them for different uses. The next pointer that we'll be covering is creating a marketing plan. In the beginning, when you were creating your business plan, you established who your business was aimed towards, who were your main buyers of your service or your product. When you're creating the marketing plan, you would focus on the individuals that you mentioned from your business plan. You would design a concept of how you're going to get to these people, how you're going to push your product so they'll see you, they'll buy, they'll pay you for your services. You can establish in your marketing plan if you're going to use different outlets like social media, if you're going to do word of mouth, the different techniques for you to get customers. You should establish that in your marketing plan. Also, a part of your marketing plan, you should clearly indicate who you're going to work with to push your company, to push your services. If you have a clothing company, you should establish in your marketing plan if you want to work with different photographers to take content pictures, if you want to work with companies to sell your product, seeing that you might not want to do a direct service where people pay you directly. You might want to go with having an outlet by putting your product in someone else's store. You want to clearly indicate in your marketing plan how you're going to make these connections as well. So now that you have this in your marketing plan, you want to sit down and you want to discuss how you're going to fund all of this, because starting a business, it's going to be a bit costly. Buying the equipment, buying the marketing, sometimes you have to pay for ads, sometimes you have to pay these different companies that you want to work with to have your product pushed by them. You need to figure out how you're going to gain the capital, whether it be personal investment, whether it be going for a loan, whether it be going for government assistance. These are different avenues, but you need to indicate how you're going to establish, the initial capital that you need to start up this business. For my business, I preferred not to use loans. I preferred not to go for government assistance. I raised the capital myself and started my business. I bought all of the lighting and everything for me to take my personal pictures for my Instagram and for my, my different social media platforms. I raised the personal capital, but to each their own. Everyone has their different avenue. Okay, so this was the most easiest part of filming this video. All of the steps that I discussed with you, these are personal steps. You can establish them before you even really start your business. For the next couple of parts of this video that we're going to make, it's going to be a bit harder per se, because I'm going to be explaining to you the step-by-steps of how to acquire these certificates, how to fill out these forms for Social Security. This one was easy for us to understand. Yes, there are a few links that I'm going to be linking in the description. Also, I'm going to be linking in the bio, seeing that I'm going to be sharing this on different platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Yes, they will be there that you can see, but the next couple of parts is where all the heavy stuff is going to happen. So I invite you to continue watching so you can learn more on how to file your taxes, how to pay yourself, how to drum up some, how to drum up the coins. So that's all for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. I implore you to like, share, and subscribe so everyone can know how to make the bag all 2022.